And the Golden Globe goes to Naatu Naatu, RRR.
It's not just you and me, but the entire world has now become familiar with this song. Not salsa, not flamenco, but an arrangement of beats, rhythm, and lyrics that has spread its wings to emerge victoriously across the globe. Now, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm still in shock. This is such a pleasant surprise that after such a long time, an Indian film has received so much critical acclaim and recognition. No, I'm not saying that we need Western validation because this film already became a blockbuster in India itself, but I strongly feel that whenever an Indian film receives such kind of accolades, we should definitely celebrate that achievement. And I want to be a part of this celebration with the help of this video. Before exploring and analyzing the song from the perspective of filmmaking, let's talk about how it became a sensation. Or should we say how RRR became a sensation, because the impact of this song is very much connected to the impact of the movie itself, right? Well, the reason is simple: word of mouth. But there are a lot of layers to this answer, and the process of peeling them off one by one will help us in understanding the journey of RRR and why RRR became a sensation. This video can be a bit long, but I will try my best to justify the duration. So if you like the efforts put behind the video, you know what to do. Without any further delay, let's get started. The year is 2017 and Bahubali 2 has become a big blockbuster. The film captured the attention of not just the Indian audiences but of the audience outside India, mostly because of the reaction channels. And I'm not kidding, but today the trend of reaction channels has reached to an extent that the keywords reaction by foreigners gets suggested in YouTube search. Anyway, everyone is excited to know what SS Rajamouli will do next. The answer arrives on Twitter with this picture on November 18, 2017. It's SS Rajamouli with Ram Charan and Junior NTR. This picture takes the internet by storm for obvious reasons. A visionary Indian director hinting at his next collaboration with mega power star Ram Charan and young tiger Junior NTR. Despite the title not being announced, the audience showed their love by suggesting the hashtag RRR as the name for this project. The makers decide to adopt this hashtag, so much so that they eventually make it the official title of the film. As a tradition, a video marking the launch of RRR is released by DVV Entertainment in 2018. The production has officially begun for the film. But with this news, another news breaks from China in December 2019. India remains unaffected and the films like Ala Vaikuntha Puramulu continue to win at the box office. Then on 22nd March 2020, we have the first motion poster of RRR that also announces its Sankranti release next year. But then India, along with the rest of the world, is put behind a lockdown. However, Team RRR continues to entertain the audience at home by introducing characters Kumaram Bheem, Alluri Sitarama Raju, Sita, and Alluri Venkatrama Raju. These videos receive a great response from the reaction channels as well. So we can say that people outside India are also eager to watch RRR after watching Bahubali and Bahubali 2. But the situation outside keeps delaying its shoots and progress. Finally, when we enter the new normal and Indian theatres reopen with the release of Tenet, the one and only official trailer of RRR is released on 9th December 2021. The fans are relieved because we now have an official release date. The trailer crosses international boundaries and astonishes everyone with its brilliance. But in January 2022, the release date is once again pushed but finalized for 24th March 2022, 3 weeks before KGF Chapter 2. The promotions begin in full swing and the film finally arrives at the theatres only to leave the audience's jaw dropped. It instantly became a blockbuster and shattered all records. But just 6 days later, we have a review published in Variety by Courtney Howard. I feel this was the beginning of the film's foray into the international box office. RRR starts witnessing great footfalls, especially in the US theaters. The American reaction channels also start posting their reviews, and some of them even celebrated their excitement and joy of watching the film by dancing on the tune of Naatu Naatu. The pace of popularity continues when film critic and industry tracker Grace Randolph points out how RRR has taken the number 3 spot at the American box office. This was the same as Bahubali 2. Then we had another prolific film critic, Chris Gore, expressing his sheer happiness and excitement after watching RRR. it's safe to say that he was very impressed with the film. So till now we have Indians living outside India, we have American movie critics, and we have the reaction channels who are advocating the brilliance of RRR. Word of mouth is doing the trick, but still, we still do not have that game-changing moment. On May 2nd, 2022, Patrick Williams' 30-minute video essay on RRR started appearing in YouTube recommendations. He called it the biggest blockbuster that you have never heard of. Then, on 25th June, Corridor Crew uploads a VFX Artist React episode on RRR, uploading the efforts put in by Srinivas Mohan and his team. The film keeps expanding its fan base in the West, and eventually the critical acclaim of this film starts catching the attention of directors like Scott Derrickson and James Gunn, who tweet about how they totally dug the film. But I strongly feel that the true game-changing moment that fueled this film to an extent that it became unstoppable was this tweet from Edgar Wright. These sentences triggered so much pride and joy in the hearts of the makers that this tweet took the shape of a trophy etched with these golden words of appreciation from Edgar Wright. I mean, I could not believe that Edgar Wright has watched RRR. And trust me when I say this, that after seeing this tweet, I was like, wait, if Edgar Wright has watched RRR, it means the entire world is going to watch RRR. Again, not craving for Western validation, but come on guys. Edgar Wright is appreciating an Indian film, our film. So why should we not celebrate? This tweet changed everything. Iconic theaters in the US started screening RRR, where tickets were sold in seconds. S.S. Rajamouli became an international sensation, and RRR became a global phenomenon. I mean, I never expected that a vlogger from Japan will dance on Naatu Naatu while interviewing Team RRR. And S.S. Rajamouli was invited by Seth Meyers recently to his late night show. There's a magazine photoshoot interview video of Priyanka Chopra where Chris Pratt seems to be totally aware of the success of RRR. More and more reaction channels are spreading the word of RRR by sharing their binge watch sessions. And of course, we have this happening inside an American movie theater. But still the question remains, why did this happen outside India? Indians have been used to celebrating the presence of songs in film, and today if you go to the southern part of our country, the celebrations go off the roof. The audience expresses their excitement and joy for music in a superlative manner. So how did this willingness and enthusiasm travel abroad? Why did the song Naatu Naatu become such a huge sensation? To answer this, let's try to analyze the true meaning and purpose of the song in this film from the perspective of filmmaking. First, let us try to understand what is the purpose of a song in a story. I think this question is valid because these days we often complain about songs being used in the films without any reason. Yes, they are meant to entertain the audiences, I agree to that, but the idea of introducing a song in the middle of the narrative doesn't work every time. But that's definitely not the case with RRR, where everything has a setup and a payoff. I did a video on this channel explaining the brilliant use of Chekhov's gun in the narrative of RRR to bring the plot points together in a way that everything makes sense with the progression of the narrative. The same can be said about Naatu Naatu. This song plays a pivotal role in leading the characters to a great midpoint. After Malli is taken away like cattle by the British, it becomes the character motivation for Bheem. But his biggest obstacle is that he cannot just enter the British barracks to rescue her because that would clearly mean suicide. So the makers introduce the character of Jenny, who will become his ally. Now Jenny, who is a British, cannot just become friends with Bheem, right? They both need a reason to get attracted to each other.
He's forgotten his ID, ma'am.
That doesn't give you the right to treat him like an animal.
Sorry, ma'am.
In this scene, Jenny exhibits a feeling of empathy which separates her character from the rest, and her morality attracts Bheem toward her. Bheem feels that he can go inside to rescue Malli if he befriends Jenny. So in order to bring them together, the makers introduce different plot points which will help in character development and moving the story forward. Since Bheem and his allies fail to enter the barracks, we need a mentor character to help Bheem in his mission. That's why we have this plot point of the train accident that brings together Raju and Bheem as friends. By the way, this one shot of the train shadow being very close to the boy in the boat is a great example of foreshadowing, that is, giving a hint of what is going to happen next. Once Raju and Bhim are brought together, we once again witness the introduction of Jenny. Bhim is reminded of his mission, but this time he has Raju to help him with striking a chord with Jenny. This plot point helps in introducing Bhim and Jenny to each other and also lets Bhim discover the fact that Jenny indeed knows about
Mally, this is for her. How much does that cost?
But still, he cannot enter the premises with the help of Jenny, right? In fact, he is absolutely unaware of the inner surroundings of the barracks. Basically, he remains clueless about where inside the barracks has Malli been trapped and cannot go there uninvited. But what if someone invites him to come inside the premises? And what if that same person also helps by giving a ray of hope to Malli? That someone is none other than Jenny, who invites Bhim to a party on the occasion of Valentine's Day. And who is going to help him to become a part of the British crowd? Someone who is serving the British, Raju. So Raju helps him to acclimatize with the crowd by suiting him for the occasion. He meets Jenny once again and she is happy to welcome him. So yes, we can sense a bond forming between these two characters. But he's still not in that place where he's supposed to be. He wants to be at a different location. So what is the need of introducing Bhim to Jenny in this scene? Till now, Raju and his friendship helped Bhim reach his goal. But now it will be Jenny who will become his ally. But Jenny needs a very strong reason to get attracted to Akhtar. Along with empathy, we need to spark the feeling of love toward Akhtar. How can we do that? What are the options? If Akhtar chooses to kidnap Jenny by force in this scene, there is a high chance that he will be caught and shot dead. Even if he runs away, his emotional inclination towards Jenny will never make him do anything wrong with her. Also, we don't want these moments of exposition to go to waste, right? So what is the best possible option? How about a song that brings Jenny closer to Akhtar? We have been introduced to Jenny as an empathetic character who respects humanity. So how about amplifying that feeling of empathy and transitioning it to love for Akhtar, because we need Jenny to keep acting as the ally till the end of the film, right? Now to depict empathy, she needs to support someone. What if that character is Akhtar himself, who gets humiliated by a chap at that party? A guy who fails to impress Jenny and feels dejected seeks revenge from Akhtar by mocking his incapability to dance. And that's why we have these dialogues.
What do they know about art? About finesse? About dance?
But while Akhtar experiences this obstacle, Raju shows up again to his rescue because he is unaware of Akhtar's true identity and considers him his friend. Plus, we will discover after the midpoint the true intentions of Raju. Therefore, the song begins with...
Do you know Naatu?
The song begins with thumping beats and we witness a high energy choreography that leaves everyone at that party speechless. But what left me speechless is when I watched this video of a theater in the US where the audience members are dancing to the tune of Naatu Naatu. This was simply mind-boggling because honestly I could never imagine US citizens, Japanese citizens and non-Indians celebrating an Indian language song so much so that it would become a global sensation. But what forced them to get off their seats and match the dance moves? Well, I believe that this song indeed conveys a feeling of competition because in the film itself, it eventually turns into a dance battle. A subtle yet impactful way of defeating the British in their own art and finesse. If you pay attention to the lyrics, every sentence conveys the feeling of celebrating freedom by dancing in the most carefree manner. Dancing like an aggressive bull jumping in the dust of the fields. Dancing like a lead dancer at a local goddesses festival. This song is a musical demonstration of freedom, which is exactly the purpose of a song, to demonstrate a feeling with the help of a rhyme and rhythm. Naatu Naatu represents the emotional state of defeating the British, and the way Raju and Bhim invite the crowd in the film, that same invitation is conveyed to the passive viewers of the film in the theaters. This song forces the audience in the theatre to become active viewers and members of the film. The audience helps our characters to defeat tyranny and injustice in the most musical way. This is the purpose of this song. An international, non-American musical composition brought together a lot of Americans and other natives across the globe. Every song in this list of the Golden Globe nominations justifies its use, but I feel that none of the songs are as carnivalesque as Naatu Naatu. And it is because of these reasons I strongly feel that Naatu Naatu deserves to become a sensation.
Naatu, 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 Naatu.